What's going on, guys? It's the Crypto Lark here again from Wellington. Time for another Bitcoin video. I can't believe it. We keep hitting these price highs, so every time we hit a new record high, I'm gonna keep making a video. So I feel like I'm gonna be making a lot of videos in the next few days. Quick shout out to everyone who has been hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel, guys. We really feel that support, so keep on hitting it, keep on sharing it around. I'll keep on making awesome videos for you guys. So currently, Bitcoin is at 4,096.21. That's awesome. However, that is definitely not the high. We're going to go in here and have a look. We have seen higher prices being paid. So we're going to hit the markets tab here. We're going to go to the highest price. So holy cow. Someone has paid up to 5,000 US dollars against the British pound for a Bitcoin. These total highs are not necessarily indicative of the average price being paid. I think we're going to find that much more down here around the 4,200, 4,300 range, right? So if we look at BTC to USD, 4,547. If we're looking at USD, that would be the highest one that has been bought so far. Now, what I find much more interesting to look at actually is who is buying the Bitcoin. Who is buying the Bitcoin? So you can actually click on volume over here on CoinMarketCap, and you can see the Koreans are going crazy for it. They're accounting for 11.76% of the total volume of Bitcoin being bought right now. So absolute craziness going on with Bitcoin to the won. It's the won over in Korea. So that is really interesting, actually. Big adoption in Asia. Likewise, Bitfinex, 6.19% of the total volume of Bitcoin being traded, and that is based, if I'm not mistaken, in Hong Kong, definitely in East China somewhere. So again, that's a Chinese market, right? So that very interesting. Again, here Chinese yuan, making up Japanese yen, Korean won. Huge percentage of the Bitcoin being bought right now is being bought up in East Asia, which I find really interesting, right? They're probably tired of their own currencies that have been sitting in stagnation for years on end, not to mention, that they've been invested in the technology and in the currencies for a long time. So I'm not surprised to see it necessarily, but it is really interesting to see. Come on, everybody else, what are we doing? Brits, Europeans, South Americans, let's go, guys. Time to get some Bitcoin. They're all going to be bought up by the time we get there. Don't arrive too late to the party, guys. Obviously, Bitstamp, that's a more American-focused company. Kraken, they're doing a lot to the euro. Who the heck is trading their Neo to buy Bitcoin? Guys, crazy. So that's happening as well. So, guys, do get involved. Absolutely, I would say. So it's massively just hitting right now. I just can't believe how crazy the whole thing's going at the moment. I think this has just proven that the experts kind of don't really know anything, really. Everyone keeps coming out and the predictions, you can just throw a number out in the air and you might hit it, you might not, right? Anybody who says the price of Bitcoin tomorrow is going to be this doesn't really know what they're talking about. So do keep that in mind. The market is really exploding right now. Bitcoin is the future of money. Bitcoin is the future of money here, guys. And that's something to keep in mind as well. And it's no surprise why people are investing so heavily in it, especially when the fiat currencies, which have no real world value necessarily, not backed by anything, there's pieces of paper. Why not have a piece of digital code? You put just as much value on that, and obviously people will put a lot more value on that piece of digital code because it's rarer. Right, it's not going to inflate like your yen or your won or your dollars are going to inflate, because those inflate like crazy every day. So it's definitely safer, actually, because Bitcoin goes up while fiat goes down. I know what train I'd like to be on, not the one going down, but the one going up. So I understand why a lot of people are really getting involved in these currencies. Makes absolute sense. So some commentators are saying that because of the tensions in the South China Seas and the Korean Peninsula and all the BS with North Korea, that might actually be some of the reasons why we're seeing the big price increase and the big trading volume coming from East Asia. But I'm not sure it's all down to geopolitics, although some people might be investing in that as a result of geopolitics. But I think it's mostly probably to do with their currencies more than anything. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention about Bitcoin is actually to look at the Bitcoin rich wallets distribution. So we can see here, this is about, so we got about 35% of all Bitcoin is in the top 1,000 wallets. A lot of those are exchanges and stuff, actually, those top wallets. Some of them are not. Some of them are just people who got it at the right time and are super rich now. But a lot of those are exchanges and things like that, so it's a bit misrepresentative. But I wanted to bring this up as a point that this is one of the cornerstones of the whole cryptocurrency revolution. It's a democratic revolution. Anyone can buy in for a very low price and participate, right? Unlike an Amazon stock or something, or an Apple stock, which costs massive amounts of money, and you have to go to the stock markets and all this BS. And actually, the barrier to entry in the crypto market is so low. You can buy in for as low as a few dollars even and have it pay off. Especially if you get in on some of the cheap altcoins. I'm not going to talk about those necessarily at the moment, but if you had $20 and you go in and buy some cheap altcoin, that's if you spent $20 on Neo 6 months ago, crazy profits, right? Of course, Bitcoin remains the king. Bitcoin over time has performed probably as one of the best and most solid cryptocurrency investments that you can do. And anyone can get involved, and I just love that. In like America, all the gains go to the top like 0.01% of the population, with the top 1% of the population getting most of the rest of the gains that the 0.01% don't get, and everyone else getting screwed. Bitcoin is actually offering the chance for a democratic way for us all to move forward and us all to profit massively in the future. So many people are, I saw an article recently, it said millennials are not investing in like 401ks and stuff. Instead, they're investing in Bitcoin. Obviously, right? And all these old guys sitting around, these young kids these days, they're not investing in our 401ks. They'll only give, 0.01% interest per year. Yeah, of course they're not. Why the hell would you do that? The interest rates from the banks are disgusting. They borrow the money at almost nothing and they rent it out to you at crazy prices. That doesn't make any sense. The people who are watching and the people who are willing to take a little bit of risk, because there is still risk involved, we're going to talk about that in a minute, are, betting on the future, basically. And the future is going to be digital currency. And look, the best portfolios of digital currency are going to be the ones that are spread out, right? There are some people who only invest in Bitcoin and that is all they do, and man, they have just killed it. They have absolutely killed it. But in the unlikely situation that something goes wrong with Bitcoin, it's not that the altcoins aren't going to survive, but Bitcoin might die. That's the one thing you do have to keep in mind, is that if you put all your money into one coin, there is a risk, right? So definitely do look around at the altcoins, Neo, IOTA, Litecoin, Dash, if you just want to invest in currencies. They're all super popular. They all have a big future ahead of them. But Bitcoin remains the king. And then most of my investment goes into Bitcoin. Probably about 50% of my investment goes towards buying Bitcoin or the generation of Bitcoin through cloud mining services. We'll talk about that a bit later too. But the rest of it goes towards investing in altcoins, some of which will be sold for Bitcoin in the future anyway. Others of which I'm holding on to as assets in of themselves, things like Dash or Litecoin, for example. I'm just holding those because they're also money and they're also going to increase in value in the future. So I hope anyway, of course, obviously. Now, where is Bitcoin going to go? How much is it going to reach? I've seen a lot of people's estimates have already been exceeded this year. There were people saying, "Oh, it'll be $3,700 by the end of the year." Yeah, that's long done. The $5,000 mark seems like it's coming fairly soon. But I really, really wanted to point out, one of my viewers pointed out a really great point to make. And this is something I think, but I think it's something that needs to be repeated to everyone to really just, square this up for you. And so you can think, when the prices do fall, there will be pullbacks. If you're that guy who bought a Bitcoin yesterday for $4,500 and you're like, oh God, now it's like 4,000, I'm going to go jump in front of a bus. Don't jump in front of the bus, man. Don't jump in front of the bus. Like, seriously, guys. The crypto market, if you're new to the crypto market, or even if you're older, to the crypto market, and you have a good idea of what's going around with the crypto market, this is a good reminder for the old boys and a good piece of advice for anyone who's getting involved in the crypto market. There are going to be pullbacks. Prices will go back down. Next week we could see Bitcoin down at $3,000. I don't think we will. I think we're on quite a run right now. But it can happen. 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 Be ready. And don't sell. Don't sell your coins at a loss. Remember, you don't lose any money until you sell. When you sell, then you lose your money if you're selling at a lower price than you bought for. Right? So if it does go down, don't sell. Be ready for those pullbacks, guys. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. The price doesn't always go up. If it always went up, everybody would invest and everybody would be crazily rich. The fact that it goes up and then goes down and then goes up and then goes down is part of the nature of the markets. So please, please, please be ready for this. It's like a roller coaster ride sometimes. We go up and up and up and up. It's anticipation, and then terrible screaming as we go down. So be ready for those, guys. And hold your coins when it happens. Don't sell. Don't sell, don't sell, don't sell, don't sell, don't sell. Hold on, right? Know your price points. I've got written on my wall how much I'm willing to sell my coins for, and I don't even consider selling any of them before any of those points, And hey, maybe I'm going to lose on some of them. Probably will. I don't care, because I'm going to win on the other ones. And the wins, are definitely going to outweigh the losses. So please keep that in mind, guys, is that it goes up and it goes down, but you have to remain calm. Try not to get too emotional about it and realize that the markets will recover. Bitcoin is the future of money, and it's going to go up and up and up from strength to strength to strength. Don't look at your daily losses. If it goes down 2%, don't sell. Just hold on, guys. Okay, so enough about that. That being said, Bitcoin is probably still monstrously undervalued, considering this is something that is going to be the future of money. I feel like some point in my life there's going to be a day when like one Satoshi is going to like get you a coffee. And I know that time is a long, long way away, but if Bitcoin really becomes such an institutional part of the global framework of money, then it's going to happen at some point. The value of Bitcoin is going to go up so exponentially that we're going to talk in 10 years like people talk now about 3 or 4 years ago. Like, remember when Bitcoin was like $3 a piece? Yeah, now they're like, 4,000 plus. And in a few years, people are going to say, hey, man, Bitcoin's like $150,000 now. Hey, remember when it was like $4,000? Why didn't I buy back then? Why did I wait until it was $100,000 to buy any Bitcoin? So please, if you guys aren't getting involved yet and you do want to get involved, there's so many ways to get involved. If you're already involved, you know what's going on. Stay involved. Don't sell your coins. For those of you who are not involved yet, there are so many ways to get involved. You can just go straight up buy Bitcoin. Go over to cex.io. It's what I like to use. It's accessible for me because I'm in New Zealand, and a lot of the, like Coinbase, for example. Hey, for people in the States, Coinbase is cool. I know the U.S. Is regulating out most of the other exchanges. So Coinbase may be one of the few you can use actually moving forward. Although cex.io does operate in some U.S. states, so if you're in the U.S., you can have a look at that and find out, if you can use this site or not. For everyone else around the world, basically you can use this site, so it makes it really convenient. I earn my money in rubles randomly, so I like using this site because I'm just going over here straight my rubles and pop those in. They don't, of course, accept New Zealand dollars, which is a bummer, but very, very few people do, which kind of sucks, but hey, what are you going to do? But you guys can go over here and buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've got a link down below for that, so you can go ahead and check that out. The other way I like to get my Bitcoin instead of just straight up buying it is with cloud mining. And hey, cloud mining is really, really good way to generate yourself some Bitcoin. So, you can go over here to Genesis Mining. It's $150 for a terahash. a terahash will get you about 0.7 approximately Bitcoin after a year. And then it'll get you a little more next year and probably a little more the year after that. So you will see those sort of continual returns coming from your Bitcoin mining contract. Now I've got my 3% discount code down below. You guys can hit that up, and so it'll be like $145.50 for you then if you're going to go and buy a terahash. Please, if you do use my code, leave your code in the comment section down below. I've had some people use my code recently. Guys, I really appreciate that. That is so awesome you're using my code. But please, if you do use my code, leave your code down below so I can hit you guys back when I do my upgrades, okay? You know, it's a community thing, guys. You guys hit me up, I'll hit you back, okay? So leave your codes down below, and I'll happily use yours when I make some upgrades in the future as well. So do keep that in mind. Now, Genesis Mining is super popular because of the code exchange program they have going, right? And their fees are probably actually the lowest in the industry. Hashing24 and Hashflare both have much higher fees. Well, theirs is 28 cents per terahash. Hashflare's is 35 cents, and Hashing24's is 33 cents per terahash. So you guys can do the maths on that yourself. I've got a lot of other videos explaining the differences between those two. Over here on Hashflare I absolutely love. Nice little site, really great layout. Terahash is $120, so they got the cheapest price in the industry. I absolutely love it, absolutely love it. So unfortunately, they don't have any promo codes. They do run sales from time to time, so you'll see like a Christmas sale or something like that, for example, so you can keep an eye out for those. But if you're not mining on Hashflare yet, go ahead and get signed up. I got a link for that down below too. If you guys, hit my link, it really helps me out a lot as well. So, go over there and get involved. Personally, I'm mining on both of them. I think they both have got a great payout system. They're a little bit different, but I like to sort of spread it around, so I'm mining on both of those there as well. Anyway, guys, no matter how you get your Bitcoin, the key thing is to get involved. As always, that's what I always say. If you're not involved, just get involved. You don't even have to spend a lot of money to do it. That's what's amazing about this. For $50, you can go over to Hashflare and start getting yourself some Bitcoin. Just leave it sit there. Come back in a year, pick up your Bitcoin, and see how much you've made off your very small investment. So that is something you guys can really keep in mind, is that it actually doesn't cost so much money to get involved. If you do have the money to get involved, remember, never invest more than you can afford to lose. If you're working minimum wage or something, man, you can just afford to put like $20-30 a weekend. Put $20-30 a weekend. That's cool. That's going to pay off big time over time, right? If you got some more money you're sitting on, you can afford to, go over and buy, 10 terahashes or something of cloud mining power. You can just go over to CX and just straight up buy a Bitcoin. Well, do that too. Do that too, and then just hold on to it. Just hold on to it, but only what you can afford to lose, guys. Because you just never know. The crypto world's a crazy place. Crypto world's a crazy place. You still got to pay your bills. You still got to take your girlfriend out for dinner sometimes, guys. You still got to buy yourself some clothes and, get a shave once in a while. Shave. Okay, yeah, so. Don't become crypto addicts, guys. So, guys, that is all from the Crypto Lark for today on Bitcoin. I hope this video was useful for you guys. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.